Hey guys, this is Dr. Sean over at the Natural Body Works, and today we're going to go over some cupping information. So we're going to go over the difference between regular cupping or pneumatic cupping, fire cupping, and wet cupping, which is called Hijama. So as you know, I've done a couple videos before on cupping techniques, and I want to show you a couple of the different kinds of cups. For example, we have this one here, which is a little suction cup, which you can hook actually to a TENS unit or a muscle stim unit. This is a more just a suction cup. It's like silicone based, and you can put it on somebody like this. And this one actually you can move around. Really good for fast release with some kind of gel or oil or something like that. It works really well to kind of pull some fluids to the surface like cupping should do, but over a large area. And then we have these ones here. This is a fire cup. So what you do with this one is you take a cotton ball on a tweezer and you light it on fire with some rubbing alcohol, and you stick it inside, rub it around, and then plop it on, and it'll pull some suction. And that's kind of the most traditional way to do it for the glass cups. Now you can use these are pretty small ones, but I have some very big ones, and also you can use like baby food jars actually if you wanted to. Now the ones I use are these. These are pneumatic, and they have a little plunger kind of thing like this. You hook them in just like that, stick it on, and you can. There you go. Now the reason I like these, well, it doesn't stick. The reason I like these ones is because they are adaptable. You can do more or less pressure on these ones by pulling out the plunger at the top, releasing some of the pressure, or you can do more. And what I usually do is I'll do a 5-minute, see how it does, and then do another 1 or 2 pumps and see how that does for 5 minutes. I usually do like 3 pumps to start, and then do another one and another one, depending on the person, depending on their condition, and depending on what's going on. Now, for Hijama, which is where you take the skin and you put some little cuts in with a razor blade, and then you put the cup on top and you pull the suction, and it pulls blood into here. And there's actually some little lines you can even use as guides if you want to. Now that blood will coagulate and become kind of a clot. I don't like it. It's disgusting, for lack of a better word. I just don't like blood. So also it's a lot of cleanup, and there's a lot of issues with possibly cross-contamination, and then you have to sterilize everything. You don't have to sterilize these. You can use rubbing alcohol and wash them off, or wash them with soapy water, and then reuse them. Whereas Hijama, you have to do a lot of cleanup. But Hijama is really good because it causes a really dramatic change in the physiology of the area. Now, what happens in that is, let's do a little bit of a diagram here. So we have our cup. We'll do it right here, like a little cup like this, right? And we have a like cup like this. We're going to use the same kind of cups I have here. You have your little plunger, and then you have your skin like this. And as you pump, it pulls up this way. The pressure reduces in here, and when that pressure reduces, it pulls up on those tissues. Now the tissues, remember, the skin has 3 layers. It has the epidermis, and it has the dermis, and then you have the hypodermis. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull fluids through each of those, from here into here, and from here into here, and from here into here, and then sometimes even out through here. And you'll get little blisters or something like that. But this pulls blood, lymph, and plasma through these different tissues. Now, if you put a cut through here, of course, you're going to get blood coming through. Frank blood is called, basically, or like bright red blood. And if it's darker color, it's of course stagnant, and brighter color is usually pretty normal. So when you do this technique, Hijama that is, you're getting blood to actually flow out of the body. Now, great thing if you're trying to reduce some of the internal heat, which is what cupping generally does, is a little bit more gentle with the cupping without the cuts. But if you're using the cuts, then you're getting a little bit of blood, and that's going to really change the way the fluid flows between these, among these different layers. Now, these layers are of course not to size, they're much different. Remember, your skin's like 15% of your total body weight. So one of the things we want to look at is what can we do with the skin. Now the skin takes over for other detox organs like the liver, the lungs, and the kidney. Now those 3 organs are trying to get rid of acids, and they're trying to get rid of other toxins, that if they can't, then it comes through the skin. Now the skin is a really big organ, very complex, of course, and we kind of take it for granted. But cupping can change the physiology, change the way that the fluids move. It can change the toxin load inside those tissues, and as these get offset, and imagine you have a certain amount of electrolytes in this section, and you move them over here and they shouldn't be there, well, the body's going to have to go through and redistribute those after the cups are taken. Okay, so other videos I've done too are like kind of the basics, and we'll do one on the colors. Now, the colors of the spots you get from when you do the cupping. Now, if you're doing cupping on darker skinned people, it's going to be the same thing. There's just not as much contrast. On me, there's lots of contrast if I have a big red mark here, but if you're a darker skinned person, there wouldn't be as bright of a red mark. It'd be a darker skin tone color. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, this is Dr. Sean over at the Natural Body Works, and today we're just going over like kind of the difference between Hijama, fire cupping, and pneumatic cupping. I like pneumatic cupping more than fire cupping because fire is fire, and you can burn people, and also you don't have a very good variability once this has been placed. You got to take it off and do it again. Whereas this one here, you can place it on and you can pump or another 2 pumps or something like that. Now, Hijama, I don't like at all, but it's a really good technique. Okay, really common in the Middle East, really common in the Near East and the Far East, whatever you want to call those. But it's really common, and it's tried and true. It's a very traditional technique, and it's used. People even do it in homes. Okay, little aunties and grandmas do it to people when they're sick. It works really well if you have the flu, or you think you're going to get the flu, or you're going to get sick or something. But we have to worry about open wounds, bloodborne things, infection, and just mess. So in the clinical in my clinic, for example, we don't do it because there's just a little bit more, it's just more work, and we have to have special hazardous material disposal and stuff like that. So, but that's just us. So anyway, try your cupping set. Let me know if you have any questions. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Leave me a comment or a question. This is to answer some other questions that were done on another video. Give us a subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys soon. So do your thing, and hope you're doing well. Thanks.